This is Good Morning Suncoast. We're here for you.
Good morning to you. I'm Stephanie Webb. It is Tuesday, December 26th. Ray Collins is on vacation. He is currently stuck in Denver, Colorado. I spoke with him on the way here. They're stuck on a connection on a red eye.
Okay.
Coming back to the Florida area.
Not a bad place to be stuck, though.
No, not
The
bad.
mountains there.
And of course, John Scalzi. He's on vacation as well. Our favorite Josh Stone is filling in for him this morning with all the weather.
Yeah,
It's looking
exactly.
pretty chilly out there today a little bit.
It's a little cool, but you know our average low for this time of the year is 52. Right now we are at 54. So
right,
I think my low for forecast low last night or yesterday was 53. So we'll see if we can get a little cooler than we are right now. But still, this is basically where we should be for this time of the year. 54 degrees, a few clouds out there, 48 degrees is our dew point. Winds out of the east-northeast at 9 miles per hour. We have an area of high pressure to our north, and that's giving us the easterly, northeasterly winds to keep us a little bit cooler and more seasonable right now. We do have nothing on the radar to show you. Remember, yesterday we had a cold front that slowly tracked through the area in the overnight hours of Christmas Day, and we're talking about very early morning hours of yesterday morning, and that brought us some light showers. There's no showers in our forecast for today. It's going to be a lovely day. Temperatures climb into the mid-70s. But things change by the end of the week and the first day of 2018. We'll talk about it in just a few minutes.
All right, sounds good. A quick look at your first alert traffic. Not much going on there today. There is like a little glitch on State Road 64, a little slowdown there, as you can see. If we're heading into North Sarasota County, that one is actually looking pretty good out there too. A little slowdown if you're heading out toward the Bayshore area this morning, but other than that, none of that fog that we've had last week. And then in South Sarasota County, nothing to see down there either. The roads are running pretty smooth, a little slower on 41, but overall a pretty good morning for your morning commute. And that has been your first alert traffic. All right, so we thought we'd start with something we first introduced you to yesterday. A local animal shelter had one very busy Christmas as nearly 24 puppies and kittens were delivered to families throughout the Sarasota and Manatee County area. ABC 7's Rick Adams has a story from Lakewood Ranch.
Well, many folks here on the Suncoast did receive a great surprise for the holidays. It came in the form of special little furry friends from Nate's Honor Animal Rescue. It's certainly a Christmas the Millers will never forget. The Lakewood Ranch family received a four-legged surprise delivered right to their home on Christmas morning.
I was very excited because when my old dog passed away, I was sad and I always wanted a new dog.
All in all, 17 puppies and 5 kittens were part of this Christmas surprise for families throughout the Suncoast. The adoptions were arranged ahead of time by the parents, and the children and some adults received the unexpected furry gift via some of Santa's helpers from Nate's.
It's very exciting. You know, we fostered, probably over 100 plus dogs or puppies, and this one just, it feels special when it becomes yours, and it's fun to add a new member to your family.
This is something that kept nearly a dozen volunteers from Nate's Honor Animal Rescue very busy on Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. But those who participated in this say it was very rewarding to spend the holiday in this way.
I've been describing it today as magical. Everyone was so excited and it was so well received. So it was definitely, I cried a little bit in the beginning. It was a really, really good experience.
There are still some puppies that will be available for adoption soon. There are also many dogs and cats ready to find their forever home now, including the mother dog to some of the puppies that were part of this Christmas surprise. For more information, you can contact Nate's or the other local animal shelters. This is the first year Nate's Honor Animal Rescue has done something like this. They say they're looking forward to doing it again next year. Reporting from Lakewood Ranch, I'm Rick Adams, ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
A plaque remembering a 20-year-old woman who died in a tragic car crash earlier this year has been stolen from the crash site. Katrina Huffman died back in February when the Ford Mustang she was driving crossed the median into oncoming traffic at University Parkway and Lockwood Ridge Road. Now, in November, her family had this plaque mounted in front of a tree in the median where the crash occurred. Her mother says they traveled to the site yesterday to find the plaque missing all of the photos ripped off the tree and on the ground. Katrina was a beauty pageant winner, an acting mermaid, and had just graduated from school as an emergency medical technician. Her mother says the family just wants the plaque back to be able to remember their daughter. Now, although the season of gift giving may be over, the season of returning is just beginning, but there are some ways to make it a little bit easier. Our Marla Spence joins us live now from UTC in Sarasota with a few ways you can deal with all those holiday returns. Marla, what's your advice?
Good morning, Stephanie. You know, shoppers all over the country will be heading to malls just like UTC to return unwanted Christmas gifts. Now, there are a few ways to make those returns a little bit easier this morning. Now, it's suggested that shoppers make sure to check the company's return policy, including a deadline for returns. Some retailers do a 15-day return. Some don't allow you to do a return at all, and some retailers will give you 30 to 45 days. Also, before you leave your house, do a little researching. Some retailers will also do free shipping for returns, meaning you don't have to leave your house at all. Now, also, if you don't want to leave your house, think about regifting those unwanted Christmas gifts for next year, or even if you didn't give any gifts this holiday season, maybe for New Year's you can regift those, or even for birthdays you can also regift those items. Now, Stephanie, it's estimated that Americans across the country will be returning $90 million worth of unwanted gifts. Back to you.
All right, thanks, Marla. Some big numbers, a lot of returning happening out there today. Well, numerous departments across the Suncoast are about to receive a hefty cut to their budget. The city and county commissions in Sarasota have the task of finding enough money to cut from numerous budgets to make up for an anticipated deficit in the next fiscal year. Now, some of the departments receiving cuts are support services, SCAT buses, libraries, lifeguards, and emergency management services, just to name a few. All of the departments involved will have to cut their budgets by over 11%. Now, cuts like these haven't been seen this deep since the recession. And Siesta Key, it may be one of the Suncoast's biggest hotspots for visitors, but let's be honest, the parking issue there is a big one, and city and county commissioners are still trying to find a solution. Now, so far, officials are set on a plan to begin moving toward creating a parking lot on the Key on Midnight Pass Road. This space will create nearly 40 new parking spots and will cost more than $500,000 to complete. The owners of Siesta Pavilion and the Westfield Mall are offering up some funds to add more parking. Another option, public transportation. Now, the budget on that one, though, has left commissioners skeptical of that option. That one would be over $1 million to operate trolleys. So far, other options presented include a bike sharing program and paid parking. Well, if you're a boater hoping the new floating dock adjacent to the historic Bridge Street Pier will be finished soon, some good news. There is a deadline and a date for its completion. The Bradenton Beach Police Chief believes the first parts will come in January and should be installed in the first quarter of 2018. Now, Irma is the culprit behind this delayed installation. The old dock was heavily damaged by Tropical Storm Emily back in July and was subsequently removed in August. Well, here in Florida, President Donald Trump is making his first Christmas as U.S. president with tweets from Mar-a-Lago Resort in Palm Beach. Last night, he tweeted how he hopes to get back to work to make America great again, a process he says is moving faster than he anticipated. But that wasn't the only tweet the president sent over the holiday weekend. In between his official duties and some Christmas celebrations, the president found time to praise himself, criticize a few favorite targets, including the FBI and the media. And First Lady Melania Trump is also feeling the holiday spirit at Mar-a-Lago. She posted this selfie on Twitter yesterday with a Santa hat and lit up reindeer. President Trump and his family, including most of the president's children and grandchildren, along with the First Lady's parents, are all spending the holiday there together. On Christmas Eve, the first couple attended a service at the nearby Bethesda by the Sea Church. That is where they tied the knot 12 years ago. And the numbers are not looking good for the Florida grasshopper sparrow, according to a new survey. According to recent studies, 114 sparrows were counted last year. However, this year, only 75 sparrows were recorded. Now, despite efforts to save the bird, native to Central Florida, U.S. Fish and Wildlife Services say that it could disappear from its native habitat within just 2 years. All right, not looking good out there, but it is looking good on the forecast for today and most of the rest of the week. Just a little chilly.
Yeah, you know, mild temperatures. I think people are going to like our forecast, at least for the next few days. Things do change, though, by the end of the week, and we'll break that down for you in just a few moments.
All right, sounds good. Still ahead on Good Morning Suncoast, the latest in your First Alert traffic and Josh's weather. Plus, 'tis the season for looking back Up next, a year look back at the big names that we lost in 2017, and a 500-year-old Vatican mystery solved. We have got that story still to come. Stay with us. Good morning, Suncoast. We'll return.
Are you a soccer mom or dad? Regardless of their age or experience level, when your kids play soccer or any other sport, there's one person on the sideline who is key to help recognize and seek medical care for sports-related concussion. It's you. You need to know the signs and symptoms of concussion, and you need to act if you think your child has been injured. Remember, when in doubt, sit them out. To learn more, go to cdc.gov/concussion. 1001, 1002, 1003, 1004.
For the last decade, S&S Motorsports of Sarasota has built custom high-performance vehicles for demanding clients worldwide. They're now bringing their 50-plus years of combined build expertise to the parts business. SRQ Performance Parts is your one-stop shop for all your performance parts and accessories.
Hi, I'm Joan London with A Place for Mom. Over the years, we've helped thousands of families find senior care, and today's senior living communities have never been better, with amazing amenities like movie theaters, exercise rooms and swimming pools, public cafes, bars and bistros, even pet care services. And nobody understands your options like the advisors at A Place for Mom. These are local expert advisors that will partner with you to find the perfect place and determine the right level of care, whether that's just a helping hand or full-time memory care. Best of all, it's a free service. Call today. A Place for Mom. You know your family, we know senior living. Together, we'll make the right choice.
Call A Place for Mom right now to get our free ebook on financing senior care, as well as a free referral for senior living communities in your area. Call 1-800-290-0352. That's 1-800-290-0352.
Family owned and operated since 1979, Minnesota Flooring has been a proud member of our community. We are proud to provide career opportunities in the flooring and cabinet industry, to partner with local organizations where there is an opportunity to improve our society and better our community, and to continue to provide the quality flooring and cabinets you want for your home. Minnesota Flooring, so many possibilities, worth exploring.
Selfless service is the guiding principle of every Army National Guard soldier. They have a stake in the well-being of the neighborhoods where they live and work. To be an Army National Guard soldier is to serve something greater than yourself. Learn more at nationalguard.com.
Good morning to you. I'm meteorologist Josh Stone. John Scalzi will be back tomorrow. Right now it's 54 here in Sarasota, 55 in Venice, 53 in Northport, and 53 in Arcadia. So lower 50s around the Suncoast for this Tuesday morning, the day after Christmas. Our Titan radar is quiet. Nothing really to show you here because we have dry air that has now settled in, and that's going to bring us mostly sunny skies today, thanks to high pressure in control. There is a slight rain chance coming our way Thursday into Friday, and it'll be very light though, and probably not last very long. But however, things change as we get into New Year's night and New Year's Day, with another system coming in here to bring us more widespread rain, even some thunderstorms. Potentially, I know it's a few days out, but potentially from what I'm looking at the current models right now, some of these storms could be on the stronger side. So we're going to have to watch this very closely. You'll definitely want to make sure you watch John Scalzi's and Bob Harrigan's forecast over the next several days with this system. So here's the dry air aloft. It's going to bring us sunshine today and for a couple of days, thanks to high pressure just to our north. Mild conditions. Well, that easterly wind today, it's going to warm us up a little bit warmer than yesterday, probably in the mid-70s for most of us. Some of us could actually reach into the upper 70s. That would probably be in the inland counties. But still, it's going to be a very pleasant day today. As far as what's happening in the national picture, again, this area of low pressure now wrapping up as it moves off to the north and east, but yesterday produced some accumulating snowfall here in the northeast, eastern states here around New York and areas of Massachusetts, Vermont, Maine, New Hampshire, and also the lake effect snow taking place here on the west coast of Michigan and northern Indiana. As far as our temperatures go, around the National picture, it's down to -16 in Minot, North Dakota, -7 in Minneapolis, 48 in New Orleans, 54 here in Sarasota. For the boaters today, easterly northeasterly wind at 10 to 15 knots, seas 2 to 3 feet just offshore with a moderate chop in the bays. Here is your tides for today. 5:30 a.m. will be your high tide. Let's look at your 7-day outlook, and here we go. Mild conditions for the next few days. Slight rain chance Thursday, Friday. More rain comes our way by New Year's. Back to you.
All right, quick look at your first alert traffic. Pretty smooth flowing out there today. Just a couple little slowdowns. A little bit there on State Road 684 if you're heading out to the Bay Shore. In North Sarasota, that one is actually looking pretty good. Another one, if you're heading out again to the Bay Shore, you're running into a little bit of the construction hiccups in that area. But we do predict University Parkway is going to be a busy road later today with all those returns. And then in South Sarasota County, it is looking good out there today. That is your first alert traffic. All right, now from the famous to the infamous, from pioneers in music and television, movies and media, to controversial characters, here's a look at the people we lost in 2017.
Like a rhinestone cowboy, riding out on a horse in a star-spangled rodeo. I got to run to keep from hiding. I'm free falling, free falling, free falling. Nothing seems to kill me. I think I love you. This morning I woke up with this feeling I didn't.
Hey Sergeant, it's me, Gomer. Brand new $6 camera, and I was just trying it out.
Behave yourself, will you? You're gonna make it after all.
I would like to know why the last associate producer before me made $50 a week more than I do.
Oh, because he was a man.
You'll never get away with this, Riddler. Would you like to make a little wager? I never gamble.
My dear friend, you thought you'd heard the last of me, huh? Don't ever think I'm gone away from you. We've shared too much of life, and that's what this letter is about. The life I've left behind.
Simba? He's alive. He's alive!
Alarms, Cape Canaveral and false alarms. Half the universe is up in arms.
And now here he is, Mr. Warmth himself, Don Rickles.
I feel sorry for him, you know? I mean, especially Jackson.
You missed, Mr. Bond. Did I?
Now, Dracula, that's a role that requires talent.
Of course. Dracula requires presence. It's all in the eyes and the voice and the head.
But that doesn't mean that it's done. And how do you know it as a fact?
Take a short recess. I'll come back, give you my decision.
Secret to life. Find something you love to do. Find somebody that'll pay you to do it.
Well, I have never really thought of Playboy as a sex magazine. What I've tried to do is create a lifestyle magazine for men.
Wow, so fascinating to look back on that at the end of the year. We're all in here in studio going, oh, that's right, that's right. Oh, no, not him. All right, a look back at 2017, but a look ahead on Good Morning Suncoast. It may not be that merry of a Christmas season for Apple. We'll tell you why in Tech Bites. And coming up at 5:30, how North Korea's recent nuclear tests have affected the country's tourism. Stay with us. Those stories and more when we come back.
If you're over the age of 50 and considering buying an annuity in the next 60 days, I have some important news for you. Don't buy an annuity until you understand the pros and cons of annuities. A free book to help you maximize your retirement income from television host and three-time author Josh Melberg has been released. This book reveals little-known truths about annuity strategies in simple-to-understand terms. Grab a pen right now because we are about to offer you this free book that unlocks the 5 little-known secrets we believe baby boomers and seniors should know before buying an annuity. Call 800-307-2040 now, and you'll receive a free copy of Josh Melberg's book, Next Gen Annuity Strategies Revealed. As a bonus, we'll also send you the #1 mistakes retirees are making with their investments today, and a free DVD on how you can get up to 33% more income in retirement. Call 800-307-2040 to have your free information kit rushed to your door. Again, that's 800-307-2040.
This is an important announcement. If you're between 50 and 85 and worried about your loved ones, you can still get affordable life insurance for peace of mind.
My life insurance coverage is guaranteed, and I was not required to get a medical exam.
I had high blood pressure and diabetes, and I got my coverage with one telephone call. No exam necessary.
I'm a smoker, and I wanted to take care of my family. I called to get my life insurance and my affairs in order. I wanted to do the right thing.
Call Final Expense No Exam Insurance. Your rates are guaranteed and will never increase.
I called and learned that this insurance cannot be canceled even if you get sick or gain weight.
And there are no restrictions on how my beneficiaries use the money when I'm gone.
Approval was easy and the price was right. I wanted to do this for my children.
Call 800-738-9812. 800-738-9812.
Welcome back to Good Morning Suncoast. It is 5:22. Beautiful shot out there today on this chilly day after Christmas morning. Now, we'd love to see your pictures as well. If you've got anything from Christmas, feel free to send them to us. For the most up-to-date weather and traffic, plus your local Suncoast news and breaking news, check out our ABC7 app. You can find it under My Suncoast in the App Store. Other things you can also find online, Ray Collins' Facebook page, my Facebook page, John Scalzi's Facebook page. We've got all the behind-the-scenes stuff going on, as well as your latest headline there, too. All right, so like we mentioned, please send us some of your holiday pictures this season. We'd love to share them on our pages as well. All right, next, if you did get that much anticipated iPhone X as a holiday gift this season, here are a few tips to make your user experience a little better. We've got that and more for you in today's Tech Bites.
In today's Tech Bite, Santa's lump of coal for Apple.
Yeah, analysts are lowering expectations for iPhone 10 shipments in the first quarter of next year. They're blaming the high price and a lack of interesting innovations.
Instead, customers are choosing cheaper iPhones. But the 10 can do some things you might not realize, like it has different vibrations for different callers. That way you know who's calling when the ringtone is off without looking at the phone.
And if you have photos on your phone that are, sensitive, there's a way to keep them hidden from casual viewers.
And Amazon wants to remind new users that its Echo is capable of more than 25,000 skills.
Among them, reading your child a story with help from the bedtime website. It can also help you with that new diet using a skill called Talk Me Down. And of course, Echo can also order a pizza.
Can it work out for me too?
Nope, can't do that.
Those are your Tech Bites.
Have a great day.
Tech Bites, brought to you by Weight Watchers.
I love reading all of your posts about the new Weight Watchers Freestyle program. Stephanie B. here says, freestyle is freedom to choose and flexibility to live. I agree with you, Stephanie. How much easier is it now to go to any restaurant and eat almost anything? Brittany Ivy says, simple freestyle is freeing.
The new Weight Watchers Freestyle program has over 200 foods that are 0 points. Now you can count less and enjoy more. Join for free and lose 10 pounds on us. Hurry, offer ends January 8th.
When you have a cold, pain from chest congestion can make this feel like this. All-in-one cold symptom relief from Tylenol, the #1 doctor-recommended pain relief brand. Tylenol.
Looking for balance in your digestive system? Try Align Probiotic. For a non-stop, sweet treat goodness, hold on to your Tiara kind of day. Get 24/7 digestive support with Align, the #1 doctor-recommended probiotic brand, also in kids' chewables.
There's nothing like this trail in Alabama. It just goes from the northern part of the state to the southern part of the state. We see all kind of different terrains, great value, great fun. We've been coming for 18 years. We started off with a group of 8, grew to 12, and grew to 16. And we love it because where else can you get world-class golf courses with world-class accommodations? To be able to play these type of courses in this environment, and the difficulty keeps us coming back over and over and over again.
Is your old garage door stuck or broken? Would a new one give you a lift? Let Precision Door Overhead Garage Door Service of Sarasota come to the rescue with prompt and affordable repair service. Replacement doors come with an array of styles and colors, and they are rated to meet and exceed Florida standards. From estimates to installation, your satisfaction is our priority. If you're not 100% satisfied with any product, service, or installation, we will make it right, because Precision Door Service is a name you can trust.
This is an important medical announcement. Talcum powder products from some of the best-known brands have been linked to ovarian cancer. Any woman who has used a talcum powder product and has been diagnosed with ovarian cancer may be entitled to substantial compensation. Studies show that women with long-term use of talcum powder, including baby powder for feminine hygiene, can increase the risk of contracting ovarian cancer. Call now for a free assessment of your case and potential money damages. This call is confidential, there's no cost, and you may be eligible. Juries have awarded millions of dollars to women who should have been warned about the risks of ovarian cancer with long-term use of talcum powder. Call the Talcum Powder Hotline. If you or a loved one used talcum powder and were diagnosed or died from ovarian cancer, you must call now.
Call 800-570-7599, 800-570-7599.
During the past 10 years, Tidewell Hospice volunteers have provided more than 1 million hours of service. They sit with patients, giving caregivers a break. They work in offices. They take their furry friends on pet therapy visits. They even clown around. Every task performed by a volunteer makes a difference in the lives of our patients and their families. Join Tidewell's volunteer team. They're truly 1 in a million. Tidewell Hospice. It's more than you think.
Coast Guard, we are taking on water.
The United States Coast Guard. They secure our ports and waterways, protect our environment, keep drugs away from our kids, and save lives. It's dangerous work. And in times of triumph or tragedy, the Coast Guard Foundation answers the call to support Coast Guard members and their families. Learn more at coastguardfoundation.org.
Get breaking news, plus first alert weather and traffic focused on where you live. Watch Good Morning Suncoast on ABC 7, weekdays starting at 5.
Coming up this morning on Good Morning Suncoast, winter weather hitting the north and the east, plus a little chill here this morning on the Suncoast as you're getting up. We've got your first alert forecast and a delay in the criminal case of notorious Mexican drug kingpin El Chapo, and a 500-year-old mystery solved at the Vatican. Those stories and more coming up for you right now on Good Morning Suncoast.
Live from the ABC 7 studios, this is Good Morning Suncoast. We're here for you.
Good morning to you. It's 5:29. I'm Stephanie Webb. It is Tuesday, December 26th. Ray Collins is on vacation and John Scalzi is on vacation. Our Josh Stone is sitting in for them today. So we're holding down the fort on this holiday week, right?
We are, yeah.
But on this chilly start to the holiday week.
Exactly, yeah. It's a little bit cool, but you know, this is where we should be for this time of the year. Temperatures in the mid to low 50s, and this is exactly what we're seeing right now. Let's check out our current temperatures, and it is 54 in Sarasota, 54 in Bradenton, and down in Venice, 55 with mostly clear conditions. There's a few clouds out there, but for the most part, we're just seeing a few clouds pass us by. And that's going to be the case today. I think we're going to have mostly sunny skies in our forecast day. Nothing on the radar to show you here. As far as our highs today, we're going to climb into the lower to mid 70s for the afternoon hours, so looking pretty good. Very mild, very comfortable conditions today. Then things start to change by the end of the work week, or short work week, I should say, and then also by the New Year's Eve and New Year's Day, things will definitely change. We'll talk more about that when I come back.
All right, sounds good. Thanks, Josh. Here's a look at your first alert traffic. It is starting to pick up out there as everyone is heading back to work the day after this holiday. We've got a little bit of slowdown for you right there in Manatee County on State Road 64, as well as the bridges coming into Sarasota from Palmetto and Ellington. They are doing their usual slowdown. Heading into North Sarasota, it's looking pretty good out there today. Just a couple slowdowns. If you're heading out to the Bay Shore, there's some construction out there that's going to slow you down a little bit, as well as north and southbound 41. Those roads are a little slow this morning. If you're heading into South Sarasota, that is looking pretty good out there as well. No major traffic delays in that area, and that has been your first alert traffic. Topping our news this half hour, it seems like everywhere outside of Florida is getting a white Christmas. Now the snow is breaking records while also causing numerous travel headaches. ABC's Elizabeth Herr has all the details.
Whiteout conditions from upstate New York to Maine, Massachusetts, western Pennsylvania, and Michigan. With visibility so poor, authorities warning drivers to slow down or better yet, stay home. For some, easier said than done. Especially when you're trying to fly to your destination and the airport tarmac looks like this. In Boston, the heavy snow temporarily shut down runways at Logan International. The slick conditions also being blamed for a close call.
JetBlue 50 Boston Tower, are you okay?
Everything's fine. We just skidded on the ice.
A JetBlue flight, while landing, hitting a patch of ice, spinning and skidding off the runway.
We were straight, and then all of a sudden it started fishtailing, and yeah, and it started getting rough.
Once I realized we were going off the runway, I was like, uh-oh.
In a brief statement, JetBlue confirming the incident, adding no one was hurt. Snow and icy conditions also wreaking havoc out west. This the scene in Portland, Oregon, seeing a white Christmas for only the 6th time since 1884. And in the Midwest, some residents are waking up this morning to wind chills as low as 48 degrees below zero.
It's cold. Cold is cold, and you gotta adjust.
Well, here in the Northeast, it won't get that cold, but forecasters say temperatures will drop below zero in some areas, and that bitter cold will be sticking around for days. Elizabeth Herr, ABC News, New York.
Well, these Revolutionary War reenactors will have to secure independence from the British another day. High winds forced the reenactors of Washington's Delaware Crossing to cancel last night's big event. Winds were gusting up to 50 miles an hour there. The historical reenactment is actually one of the biggest in the country. It draws thousands of people to the banks of the river in Washington Crossing, Pennsylvania, and Titusville, New Jersey every Christmas. Cuban state-run media reported that 22 people were injured at a Christmas Eve fireworks show in Remedios, Cuba. The majority of the people there were taken to local hospitals suffering from burns. 6 of the victims in that case were children. No word yet on what actually caused the accident. The fireworks display was part of a yearly Cuban holiday celebration. And a fire in Texas on Christmas Day forced dozens out of their homes in Austin. Half of Building 9 in the Hendricks apartments went up in flames, damaging or destroying 12 of its 24 units. Volunteers from the Red Cross say every person is alive and accounted for. They don't expect anyone to re-enter the Building 9 until after the fire department finishes its investigation, and that, of course, will take some time.
These apartment complexes are very tight quarters with vehicles parked, so maneuvering large apparatus into position so where we can effectively fight the fire is always a challenge.
And again, they do say it's going to be a while before they finish their investigation, and it will take some time. Well, perhaps it's no surprise, but the nuclear standoff with North Korea is hurting its tourism industry. Nick Bonner has been taking tourists to North Korea for almost 25 years now. But since 2013, about 4,000 Western tourists are still visiting the country every year. Bonner's business took a big hit when American tourist Otto Warmbier died after being detained in North Korea for 17 months. The U.S. government later banned Americans from traveling to the country. But Bonner says it's still safe to go in as long as you follow all the rules.
It's the same as it has been. We're taking half the tourists going in, and we survive just. You know, none of us are sort of wandering around in Rolls Royces and swanking it up. It's a tough business. We're in it because we find it fascinating.
But when it comes to tourism to North Korea, it's not just about safety, it's also about the money and where it goes. Now, Western travelers often pay a lot for package tours. Prices are set by the North Koreans, and foreign tour operators determine that markup, which can be big in some cases. Now, a 7-night stay, if you want to go to North Korea, that can cost you around $2,000. This leads to accusations that tour groups are technically funding the regime. All right, we've still got more to come for you. Now, this one is also interesting. The Mexican drug king El Chapo, he is trying to get his trial delayed. This is very interesting. Now, he is actually still in a federal prison, but his attorneys are asking a federal judge to push the trial back to August or even September. They say they cannot prepare his defense by April when the trial is scheduled to start. His lawyer also said he's psychologically struggling in the U.S. federal prison. Long hours of isolation and not seeing his family are reportedly taking its toll. El Chapo, of course, is facing a 17-count indictment in New York related to his alleged leadership of the infamous Sinaloa drug cartel. He's also known for breaking out of jail twice in Mexico before his final arrest and extradition to the U.S. Guzman has pleaded not guilty to all of the charges, which do carry a maximum sentence of life in prison. And the daughter of Eric Garner, who died in an infamous police chokehold incident in New York, has suffered a heart attack. That's according to social media accounts that also say Erica Garner is now in a coma. Her verified Twitter account is asking supporters to pray for Erica, who is also an activist. A police officer put her dad, Eric Garner, in a chokehold during his arrest in 2015. Now, even though the move was banned by the NYPD, a video showed Garner, who had asthma, telling the officer that he couldn't breathe, which were his last words. His death became a rallying cry for protesters who accused police of mistreating people of color. But Erica Garner later said that her father's death was not as much of a race issue as it was an issue of abuse of power. Well, thousands are fighting deportation orders across the country this week, and the holidays don't mean that agents take a break from rounding people up. One family in Ohio spent Christmas in a church seeking asylum for the mother. Unable to live outside the walls of her church for fear of being deported, she wants the government to understand how important it is for her to live here on U.S. soil. The legal decision to live in the church was a way to keep her out of the hands of immigration officials who have said they won't enter a house of worship. She's lived there now for 4 months.
I don't want to be deported because I have my family here.
Now, she also wears an ankle monitor that vibrates various times a day, telling her to call into immigration so they can keep track of her. In the meantime, she and her legal team hope that her 21-year-old son, a U.S. citizen, can petition for his mother's legal residence here. Until then, her husband of 20 years says there is no talk of deportation. Well, this is an interesting one this morning. A 500-year-old Vatican mystery has now been solved. 2 paintings by Renaissance master Raphael were discovered during the cleaning and restoration of a room inside the Vatican Museum. Now, this room, it's known as the Hall of Constantine. Popes held these lavish banquets, and the paintings were found behind some of the walls. They depict 2 female figures called Justice and Friendship, and they're believed to be the last paintings that Raphael ever created before his early death at the age of 37 back in the year 1520. Now crews are working to restore the once lost works of art, which will cost around $3 million to restore and take up to about 5 years. Tennis star Serena Williams is gearing up for her big comeback Saturday in Abu Dhabi in the United Arab Emirates. The Mutabala exhibition event will be her first appearance back on the court since giving birth to her daughter Alexis. Williams' last tournament was 11 months ago when she won the Australian Open. She was already 2 months pregnant at that time. It looks like Williams will also be returning to Melbourne Park in January, facing off the French Open champion Jelena Ostapenko. They're going to be the first 2 women to compete at that tournament. Now, if Williams wins at next month's Australian Open, she's going to have racked up 24 Grand Slam wins, putting her alongside all-time leader Margaret Court. Well, if Santa didn't quite get you what you wanted on your wish list this year, don't worry, you are not alone. The shopping malls are expected to be packed today with people making those Christmas gift returns all throughout the season. Our Marla Spence joins us now live from UTC in Sarasota with a few ways to make those returns a little easier. Marla?
Good morning, Stephanie. That's right. Malls and shopping centers just like UTC are expecting to see hundreds of people looking to return unwanted Christmas gifts starting today. Now, before they leave their house, they are they're wanting people to know that they should do a few things before heading out the door this morning. Now, they should first check the retailer's return policy, including its deadlines for returns. Some retailers allow 15, 30, or 45 days to make returns, while some retailers don't allow you to return at all. Now, also do your research before leaving home. Some retailers will do free shipping for returns, meaning you won't have to leave your home. Also, instead of making a return, reconsider re-gifting those items for the new year or even for birthdays this upcoming year. Now, Stephanie, it's estimated that about 40% of people will be making returns of unwanted Christmas gifts today and also tomorrow. Back to you.
Thank you so much, Marla, as always. There should be a whole separate segment on just how to do the re-gifting part of things as well. All right, moving on.
We wanted to bring a holiday surprise for you.
I love this. A great story. A beloved teacher battling cancer gets a shot of Christmas cheer from former students. Fred Fisher taught at Northwood Elementary School as a full-time teacher and then later as a substitute. Now, he taught many lives and he changed many lives along the way, but a recent battle with colon cancer has kept him out of the classroom.
He's been very inspirational, and like he always is showing up to all of our events and stuff.
You couldn't have wrapped up a better gift for me. If you had said I'm done with chemo now, that wouldn't have been nearly the impact that this was.
Fisher still has 2 more rounds of chemo left to go, but he says seeing his former students will make the process a lot easier. And he says when he's recovered, he is looking forward to returning to the classroom.
That's
Good
nice.
story on this
Yeah,
Christmas break.
Very, very warm.
Yeah, you never know. Like all of the students that he's impacted, they're turning around and helping change his life a little bit too.
Definitely.
I like that. I like that. All right, so we're going to have your forecast ahead. A little chilly start to the day today.
Yes, yeah, but it's really where we should be for this time of the year, lower to mid-50s at this time.
All right, not too bad. We're going to have a look at your weather and, of course, the latest in First Alert traffic. And sitting at that office desk for hours at a time, it's not great for you. We're going to tell you how that's affecting your health. That's up next in Health Smart.
For your plumbing, electrical, or air conditioning, and services is qualified, and service calls are free. And services.com, A-N-D, services.com.
SRQ Performance Parts provides parts and accessories from over 300 manufacturers, so you can get that new manifold, carburetor, gasket, bolt kit, or nitrous oxide system fast. We'll help you beat the competition. Call or visit SRQ Performance Parts online today for all your high-performance parts and advice.
Attention type 2 diabetics. The FDA warns of an increased risk of amputation associated with certain diabetes medications. If you took the diabetes medications Invokana or Invokamet and then suffered an amputation or one of these other serious injuries, call the Rely On Group right now. If you've suffered amputation or any of these injuries after taking your diabetes medication, call the Rely On Group today. You may be entitled to substantial financial compensation. The FDA has recently warned about an increased risk of leg and foot amputations associated with the use of certain diabetic medications such as Invokana and Invokamet. If you or a loved one took the diabetes medications Invokana or Invokamet and then suffered an amputation, ketoacidosis, kidney failure, or even death, call the Rely On Group now. We are here to help you get the justice you deserve. You may be entitled to substantial financial compensation. Call 800-355-8205. That's 800-355-8205.
If you're between 50 and 85 years old, call the number on your screen right now for free information on how to save your family thousands of dollars. We're Family Love Plans, and we've been helping families just like yours for over 30 years. The average funeral today can cost up to $10,000 or more, but the most you'll get from government benefits is just $255. How will your family pay the difference? At Family Love Plans, we can help you and your family. Our senior plans start as low as just $1 a day and pay up to $30,000 for a funeral and other final expenses. Peace of mind is easy. There's no medical exam and your plan can't be canceled. Better still, your rate will never go up and your benefits will never go down. Get your free information about our senior plans. Just answer a few simple questions and receive approval right over the phone.
Call 1-800-707-3608. That's 1-800-707-3608.
I love taking care of my mom. It wasn't easy at first.
She learned how to better communicate her needs. And you learned how to not ignore yours. I discovered how to make healthier meals. And I discovered how much I enjoyed them.
Becoming a caregiver is a learning experience for everyone. Find articles, tips, and tools from experts and others who have been in your place. The Caregiving Resource Center at aarp.org/caregiving.
I'm Alan Cohn. Me Too. The movement is sweeping the nation, giving victims of sexual assault a voice and letting them know they are not alone.
Tonight on ABC 7 News at 7, your Suncoast News. We're here for you.
For your plumbing, electrical, or air conditioning, and services is qualified, and service calls are free. And services.com. AND services.com.
All right, great to see you, everyone. I'm meteorologist Josh Stone in for John Scalzi. John will be back tomorrow. Let's check out our current temperature right now. It's 54 degrees, few clouds out there, but we're anticipating mostly sunny skies in our forecast for today, so a lack of clouds today. Humidity 80%, easterly, northeasterly wind at 9 miles per hour. The dew point temperature, which shows the amount of moisture in the atmosphere, there's not a lot of it, especially up here in the Panhandle where their dew points are down into the 20s. 24 in Tallahassee, 25 for a dew point in Pensacola. It's 48 for a dew point here in Sarasota. So it's pretty dry because of high pressure now driving down that drier air from the north. And that's why our radar is going to remain very quiet, as it is right now. And we're going to have mostly sunny skies in our forecast for today. Here's the area of high pressure to our north, driving down that northerly, northeasterly wind. Eventually, the winds will come in from the east, and that's going to help bring our temperatures up to more above average. Our average for a high at this time of the year is 72. We could climb up to the mid-70s today, maybe the upper 70s over the next couple of days. And then we're watching a cold front up to the north here. That's eventually going to sag southward and bring a slight chance of rain coming our way on Thursday into Friday. And then things really start to change as we get into our first week of 2018. Futurecast, other than a few passing clouds, very quiet over the next few days. What's not so quiet is what's happening here in the Great Lakes. We have the lake effect snow machine that's turning on here. You can see the fetch coming off Lake Michigan into western Michigan, and also here around Cleveland as well. So they're dealing with that. For us, no issues with any sort of snow or anything like that. As far as the airport delays go, if you're flying out of Sarasota, going to Atlanta, LaGuardia, Chicago, Charlotte, no issues with travel delays there. The Mariner forecast, easterly, northeasterly winds at 10 to 15 knots, seas 2 to 3 feet, and moderate chop in the bays. 71 degrees will be the temperature. Should be about 72, I have to change that, but about 72, 73 at the beach today. The low tide will be at 12:41 p.m. Our high today will be around 76 degrees with mostly sunny skies. And as far as your 7-day outlook, things change by the end of the work week, the short work week. Few chances of showers here. And then by New Year's Eve, New Year's Day, we have a better chance of rain coming our way. Back to you, Stephanie.
All right, thanks, Josh. And your first alert traffic is actually looking pretty good out there right now. A lot of people are going to be heading back to work after having a couple days on the holidays off, so the roads are getting a little more congested out there. A little backup right there on State Road 70, but if you're heading into Sarasota, it's not looking too bad right now. And then in North Sarasota County, there is that backup that's heading out to the Bay Shore right there on the Boulevard of Presidents. That's a little slow this morning as well. And then if you're heading into south of the county toward Port Charlotte, that is actually looking pretty good out there this morning. That is your first alert traffic. In this hour's Health Smart, according to the New York Times, a new study indicates that sitting at a desk like this over long periods of time regularly may be bad for your heart. The study was published in the journal Circulation. It found that the more people sit, the more likely they are to display signs of injury to their cardiac muscles. The study focused on proteins called troponins, which are released in large amounts during a heart attack. However, even slightly elevated levels of troponins are concerning over the long term. According to the study, those who spend 10 hours or more per day sitting were more likely to have above average levels of troponin. And while the rest of the country is buried in snow, down here a visit to the beach is probably on your mind, and that does mean sunscreen. As of yesterday, there was a UV of 5, so hey, you still need it. And while sunscreen is still recommended, a recent study has found that its use is also causing an alarming surge in cases of vitamin D deficiency. While sunscreen can prevent certain skin conditions and skin cancer, too much won't allow your skin to absorb the vitamin D that it actually needs. In an area where people are spending more time indoors, this can lead to complications including muscle weakness and fragile bones. Now, if you want to get some more vitamin D in your system, foods like cheese or fish can help. The best way, though, is still sunlight, so try stepping outside for 5 to 30 minutes twice a week, and then leave the sunscreen for your extended outside sessions in most cases. Well, many who suffer from debilitating migraines often blame bad weather as one of their migraine triggers. The science, though, is still unsure of exactly what that connection means and how it affects migraines. Researchers believe right now that if there is a connection between headaches and bad weather, it could come from changes in barometric pressure. Now, that's the weight of the air as it presses on objects. These changes may affect serotonin A, brain chemical that can make blood vessels constrict, leading to your migraine. But doctors also believe that bad weather isn't the only trigger for migraines. Rather, they believe migraines could be a combination of some other triggers like poor sleep or even stress in some cases. And if you're stuck in a mental rut, according to a recent study, a quick 10-minute burst of exercise may be the best medicine. Researchers at Western University in Canada recruited a group of healthy young adults to do one of two activities: either sit down and read a magazine for 10 minutes or pedal on an exercise bike. Well, those who took the bike, they showed an immediate spike in their productivity. The researchers hope that in addition to being useful for students or workers, the results may also benefit less mobile elderly patients who may be battling dementia. Now, those same researchers are working to find out how long those quick bursts of exercise can actually keep you productive. All right, still ahead, we're going to update your top headlines, and you may be festive, but not nearly as festive as these penguins. We're going to have them right after the break.
What to do when your heating or air conditioning needs service or, heaven forbid, replacement? Call Air Now today. We've been serving Sarasota and Manatee County since 1946. We offer $49.95 tune-ups, lease or finance options, and remember, service today or it's free.
When it comes to drinking, what do you think moderation is? The U.S. Dietary Guidelines define moderation as up to 1 drink a day for women and up to 2 drinks a day for men. So what's a drink? The guidelines say a drink equals 12 ounces of beer, 5 ounces of wine, or a cocktail with 1.5 ounces of distilled spirits. Each contains the same amount of alcohol. Like to learn more? Visit drinkinmoderation.org.
There's nothing like this trail in Alabama. It just goes from the northern part of the state to the southern part of the state. We see all kind of different terrains, great value, great fun. We've been coming for 18 years. We started off with a group of 8, grew to 12, and grew to 16. And we love it because where else can you get world-class golf courses with world-class accommodations? To be able to play these type of courses in this environment, and the difficulty keeps us coming back over and over and over again.
Is your old garage door stuck or broken? Would a new one give you a lift? Let Precision Door Overhead Garage Door Service of Sarasota come to the rescue with prompt and affordable repair service. Replacement doors come with an array of styles and colors, and they are rated to meet and exceed Florida standards. From estimates to installation, your satisfaction is our priority. If you're not 100% satisfied with any product, service, or installation, we will make it right, because Precision Door Service is a name you can trust.
We're losing exotic animals on a daily basis, and the ones that we have in captivity are really the ambassadors for their wild counterparts. I'm Clayton Rozier from the Big Cat Habitat and Gulf Coast Sanctuary, housing over 150 exotic animals that needed a great home. And if you love animals, please help them. Do it locally. Support your local no-kill shelters, your local wild animal sanctuaries. Make a difference where you can.
If you're only hungry for a slice of apple pie, why buy the whole pie? And you certainly wouldn't want to pay for an all-you-can-eat buffet. So if you don't use your cell phone that much, why get charged for a plan that's too big, or even an unlimited plan? Luckily, there's still a wireless company that shares your values. Welcome to Consumer Cellular.
Our average customer pays about $25 a month for everything they need. Many pay even less, as plans start at just $15 a month. You'll get a straightforward bill that's easy to understand with no surprises and all the attention you deserve from our friendly customer service team. No wonder Consumer Cellular has received the J.D. Power Award for highest customer service 3 times in a row. Plus, if you're an AARP member, you'll receive special discounts. It's easy to switch. You can even keep your phone and your number. So stop paying for more than you need and start your 30-day risk-free trial today. Call 800-457-2317. Go online or visit a Target store today.
Here are some of the top stories that we're following for you on the Suncoast today. First, it is one of the hot spots here on the Suncoast, but finding parking on Siesta Key is a problem. Some ideas that the city officials are working on include a new parking lot on Midnight Pass Road. Plus, a local animal shelter had one very busy Christmas day. Nearly 24 puppies and kittens were delivered to families throughout the Sarasota and Manatee County areas, thanks to Nate's Honor Animal Rescue. And now that the gift-giving season has passed, 'tis the season of returning all that stuff. The National Retail Federation predicts about $90 billion of gifts will be returned this holiday season, and that just might be from Josh Stone's house. What do you think?
Hey, there you go, exactly.
Finally, this hour, these Christmas birds will make your day. Penguins at Harbin Polar Land in Northeast China don some festive red and white Santa costumes over the weekend. Oh, I don't even have words for how cute this is. This is a little penguin family. They're waddled around greeting all the visitors in mini Snowtown. It's a newly built area of the theme park in that case. Very interesting.
A lot of happy feet. A lot of happy feet there.
That is right. That is right. All right. Well, we're going to have another full hour of news straight ahead. Josh is going to have a look at the forecast. That's going to include the rest of the week and the weekend, a look at your traffic and more of the headlines. Thanks for watching. We'll be right back.